Easily the best game of the season for the Toronto Raptors from start to finish. They were incredible. Well, more or less after the first quarter, but they were still hanging around in that first frame. Before we go any further, I want you all to, or anybody who wants to, but I encourage it, pause the video and go down to the comments and give me those hand clapping emojis because the fellas deserve it tonight. They go to Dallas to take on the Mavs, who are 6-1 and have yet to lose in Dallas this year. Their only loss to the champions, the Denver Nuggets. They've beaten everybody else, and the Raptors went into Dallas and beat them 127-116. So I need to see those hand clapping emojis because we got to get fired up. What a game tonight for the Toronto Raptors. And you know what? What did we talk about? What have we talked about all year long? The evolution of Scotty Barnes, the excitement of Scotty Barnes, and then the what's wrong with Pascal Siakam? Well, after his 8 points and 2 of 12 against San Antonio, Pascal follows up today with 31 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists, 15 of 25 from the field. It was 1 of 4 from the line, but 0 of 5 and 0 of 5 from 3. But who cares? He dropped 31, 12, and 5, his best game of the year, and he was the number one option tonight, and he was dominant. Obviously, with Dallas not having the shot blocking on the inside, you know the paint's going to be open for business, and Pascal put them to work. Took them to school, packed their bags, gave them their lunch, and drove them to school, and left them there. Because Pascal Siakam dominated anybody who decided to guard him tonight. Massive game for him, and Scotty and him honestly looked a lot more cohesive today. It's what you want to see, right? Scotty didn't have the shot falling today, but he literally did everything else. We'll get to that in a bit. Let's break this puppy down, right? First quarter, they were making a ton of shots, but the Raptors were, they were hanging around, right? You're only -6 after the first quarter, 33-27. Then the Raptors really find their groove offensively, dropping 35, and you only allowed 25 because, again, defensively, you started to lock in. You started to quiet down Kyrie, quiet down Luka. You're never going to shut Luka down or shut Kyrie down, but you got to be able to contain them. And the Raptors did their best tonight to contain them. And hey, Luka shot 11 of 26 and was 2 of 10 from 3. Kyrie, 8 of 19 from the field, 3 of 7 from 3. So in percentages, Luka shot 42% from the field and 20% from 3. Kyrie shot 42% from the field, and yeah, he was 42% from 3. But you did a job. You contained those guys, and you went to work offensively. Now, at the end of the first half, you're up by 4. You're in a really good spot, but you got to keep going. And in the third quarter, right, we're waiting for this team to have one of those patented third quarters as they did last year, where they come out and they're snoozing and they get beaten the crap out of them and they're down by 20. That didn't happen yet again today. Right? They started that little comeback in San Antonio in that third quarter. They were +4 in that third quarter in San Antonio. They were +7 today. 37-30, and Pascal, didn't he have like 16 in the third quarter? Maybe it was less than that. Maybe it was like 12, but he dominated the third quarter. Raptors, at that point, are up 11 going into the break, and Malachi Flynn hitting that big-time 3 at the end of the third quarter, right? Because I think when he made the shot, there was like 4 seconds left, and that's big, right? You were up by 8. You make the 3, you're up double digits, you're up 11 going into the fourth. Big shot for Malachi. He had a really nice game. And then you go to the fourth quarter, and the Raptors just held serve. The only thing you can talk negative about it maybe was that the offense down the stretch was a little janky. They didn't get to their shots. You saw, Dennis early in the shot clock pulling up for 3, and I'm like, Dennis, you're up by double digits. I don't know why we're pulling up from 3 early in the shot clock, but overall, they play a really sound fourth quarter. Defensively, they were locked down tight. Didn't allow them to get hot from 3, and that's so important because you look at the Dallas Mavericks, and their points per game, they're 5th in the league. They average 120. 3-point field goals, first. Field goal percentage, second. Now, they still shot 40% from 3 today, I believe, right? 42% from 3. But you contained them enough that they didn't kill you down the stretch. And that's the important part. You hold it to 28-28 in the fourth quarter, and you get the W, 127, 116. Remarkable stuff. Let's get to these team stats before we break down some of the players. 50% from the field for the Toronto Raptors. They took 15 more field goal attempts than the Dallas Mavericks, and they made 9 more shots. Beautiful. Right? They were 48% from the field, but the Raptors, with all those extra attempts on the glass, and we'll get to that in a sec, they were great. Only shot 31% from three, but with the paint as open as it was, and as aggressive as the Raptors were, sure, your three wasn't falling, but man, you were attacking them in the inside, and they just could not handle it. 31% from three. They were 42% from the three. Bottom line, they made 6 more threes. Do the math. Plus 18 in points. Right? They lost by 11. It tells you how the Raptors dominated just about every other facet of the game. Now, they were 61% from the free throw line. They missed 12 free throws. They were 19 for 31. The Raptors actually shot better. 67% from the line. They missed 9 free throws. 18 for 27. So still not great. But again, who cares? Because your defense was locked down, man, when you needed to. Now, rebounding. Here's where it gets fun. 50-38. You wanted it more. I mean, god dang. Late in the game, you're watching Chris Boucher basically climb over Luka Doncic to get that board. But he tipped it away. He didn't jump all over him to get the rebound. He pushed it to another guy to get the offensive board, and I think it led to free throws. So you wanted it more, and it was awesome. Chris Boucher had a great game. 15-6 in the offensive glass. Outstanding. 27 assists. You only had 11 turnovers. What's the talk been all year and all offseason? Well, if the ball movement's going to be more, you got to expect the turnover numbers to be up. Well, it had been to start the year. Tonight, again, their best game of the year. Only 11 turnovers. And a couple of those were late in the fourth quarter. They had 9 for most of the game. Like, that is really good. And they had 15 turnovers, points in the paint. This is what I'm talking about. When the paint's open, Raptors outscored them 72 paint points to their 40. You were plus 32 in that category. You flat out dominated. Second chance points, you were plus 3, 15-12. Fast break, 15-6. Points off of turnovers, 14-11. Again, you dominated every other facet. Really, really good job. Let's get to these player stats, shall we? Jakob, only saw 20 minutes of him. 4 fouls, 4 points, 6 boards, 3 assists, 2 of 5 shooting. Had a couple steals, was an even player. Didn't do much. Scotty Barnes, as I mentioned, the shot wasn't falling for most of the game. Did have some really key free throws late in this ball game and did a great job making most of them. 14 points for Scotty today on 4 of 15 shooting, so struggled there and was 0 of 4 from 3. But 14 rebounds, 7 assists, was 6 of 8 from the free throw line, 4 steals, 2 blocks. So yeah, the shot wasn't falling. He still had a double-double, had 7 dimes, and had 4 steals and 2 blocks, and was a plus 9 while he was on the floor. Great night for Scotty in every other way. Shot's not falling, it's going to happen. It's how he bounces back after a not great shooting performance is what we're going to be seeing moving forward. However, you're facing Boston next, so could be tricky. OG Anunoby, yet again. Dominant. It's incredible, right? What is he averaging this season? Because I feel like he's over 20, only 16? He must have had some really stinky games at some point. But man, oh man. 26 points, 5 boards, 2 assists, 9 of 17 from the field, 5 of 6 from the line, was 3 of 8 from distance. And locked down Luka, again, to make him shoot 11 for 26. I mean, that's what he's there to do, and he did his job. Plus 9 when he was on the floor. Dennis Schroeder, just money. In big moments, just being the sound vet. Other than that pull-up 3 I didn't like, but other than that, man, 18 points, 2 boards, 5 assists, 7 of 13 from the field, 3 of 4 from the line, was 1 of 4 from 3, 2 steals, a block, a plus 1. Dennis Schroeder, just loving every second of watching him play ball. And Pascal Siakam, the MVP of this game, no doubt. 31, 12, and 5, 15 of 25 from the field, 1 of 4 from the line, 0 of 5 from 3, but who cares? He was fantastic tonight. He really, really was. Plus 7 on the floor. And bench scoring. Listen to this stuff. Gary, finally, getting some runway and getting some shots to drop. Played 26 minutes, had 16 points, a couple boards, 1 assist, 6 of 11 from the field, 4 of 8 from 3, had a steal in the ball game, was a plus 9. Love it. Absolutely love it. Malachi, I loved his game today, man. I loved it because you know what? If you're watching his game, if you really watched Malachi tonight, he was all up in Kyrie Irving. And the fact that Kyrie, after making a tough shot, is like yapping Malachi. And I'm thinking, if you're Malachi, great job. Like, you're having Kyrie yap you, which means he knows you're guarding hard on him. And sure, he was making some tough shots, but I love it. I love the effort from Malachi. 8 points, 4 boards, 4 assists, 2 of 5 from the field, but was perfect from the free throw line, 2 of 2, and was 2 of 4 from 3, and a +7 on the floor. Great night for Malachi. And Chris Boucher, man, for the 14 minutes he was out there, he was an just energizer bunny. 10 points, couple boards, 4 of 4 from the field, 1 of 2 from the line, made the 1-3 he took, had a block in the game, but got limited with foul trouble, 5 fouls in 14 minutes, but he was a +4. Great job. Fantastic job from the fellas tonight. Bench was productive, right? Even though Otto Porter didn't make any shots, but he had 3 boards in the game, had a steal in the game, it was a +9. I don't care. He was on the floor, but he didn't hurt you. So, great game overall for the Toronto Raptors, but now is probably the biggest test of the season for this team, at least in my eyes. Because on Saturday, 7 o'clock, you go to Boston. A team that, let's be honest here, is probably the favorite to win the championship this season. They're incredible. You know, you have Tatum, you have Brown. They had one of the best perimeter defenders in Drew Holiday. They're a damn good squad. Now, they've lost the last 2 games. They lost to Philly tonight, and I can't remember who they lost to before then. But they're 5-2, but they haven't lost at home. And now the Raptors got to go to Boston, so it's a tough test, but it's an interesting one. And I'm excited to see the Raptors take on the Celtics in Boston and just kind of see how they go. It's going to be tricky, but going through this bloodbath of a start to the season this team has, they're 4-4. I'm proud of them. They've put in the effort. Just try and find a way to keep going. Oh, by the way, last thing I want to talk about, minutes-wise, who led the team in minutes? Where are we? Siakam, 37, Scotty, 39, OG, 35, 29, Dennis. Look, it was spread around. Gary had 26, Otto, 15, Malachi, 14, Chris Boucher, 14. I love it, man. You're getting help from everybody else. It's a beautiful sight. All right, so you know what, guys? That's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and the dub today, because if you didn't, you're obviously not a Raptors fan, but if you did love the game, then you are a Raptor fan, and hit that like button like I mentioned earlier. Hit me with those claps in the comments section. And let me know your thoughts on the game overall. Do all that great stuff down below. Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff is down below as well. So follow up there if you're not done so already, and I'll talk to you guys. I'll be here Leafs Edition on Friday, as they host the Calgary Flames, needing to win that game. Period. End quote. That's it. And as for the Toronto Raptors, they're in Boston on Saturday night at 7 o'clock. Going to be a really tough one at TD Garden, but we'll see how it goes. All right. So thank you so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And of course, this dub tonight. We'll talk to you guys then.